Accorda, I wish to bring something to your attention. So I got a phone call this evening from a girl I went to school with, friend of mine. I haven't seen each other in years, and she's living in Limerick City now, right? So she rang me in an absolute heap, and she was like, I just didn't know who else to talk to about this. You're the first person, sorry, no, but I just thought you're the first person I thought of. And I said, right, okay, what's up? So she said that they had been living in a hotel, her and her two children. Her eldest child has additional needs, by the way. And they've been living in a hotel for a number of months. She feels very blessed and very lucky to have been given an apartment, right? Finally, a forever home for her and her children. Now, she was afraid to say the words to me, right? Like, she was like, looked up at the start, I was a bit on the fence about this, different stuff in the family and this, that, and the other. I said, yeah, I understand. But she was like, I'm totally behind you now. And I said, right, okay. So she said, like, I feel bad. I said, say it. Are you the minority, is it? She was like, yeah. All right, right, okay. So I said, it's not racist to say that you are the minority of people that got the houses, right? Or the flats or the apartments, whatever they are. I said, if that's a fact, that's a fact. It's not racism. It's a cop yourself on. Okay. Um, and she said, no, you're right. You're right. This is how they have people afraid to even say the word when it's the truth. Okay. Now, she said to me, Deb, do you know what? She said, it's that age old saying, is so true. The Irish don't give a shit until it happens on their doorstep. She said, well, it happened on my doorstep. She was not that I didn't give a shit, but I was kind of on the fence about, the whole thing. But she said, yeah, now it's at my doorstep. I said, right, go on. So she said, they're the minority. And she said that her son, who has additional needs, only just turned 10, right, is outside. And he comes in crying, right? And he said, Mohammed has a knife. And she says, what? And she goes, yeah. And he said, there's nothing we can do about it because racism. She couldn't believe that this was the mentality that her child was being given by a 12-year-old. That this was the mentality that they're going around with. She was like, what do I do with that? What in the name of God do I do? She went out and she asked, she said, what are you doing with a knife around the kid? He said, I'm just bursting the balls. For 12 balls burst. And she said to her son, sure, I go down to the parents, what number house is it? And he said, don't bother, they don't care. So I said, did you ring the guards? Not that it would be any use, but did you ring the guards, right? Just for out of interest, because she asked me to use the story, just keep the names out of it, So of course, as always. So she said no, only have to get in the house, and she's afraid. She's afraid to ring the guards. She's afraid to rock the boat in case her house gets taken away from her. That's what they have. Young single mothers with children with additional needs living in fear that their kid is going to get stabbed. They can't ring the guards because they'll be homeless again. Wow. Just wow. Era. If you haven't woken up by now, if you're not strapping your boots by now, you're a lost cause. This is an invasion, a planned invasion. And anyone who doesn't see that or believe that can kill monkeys. That's what it is.